Here's a quick video on the updates I've done on my Blythe Ever After High 17-inch hybrid, which I think she's more like maybe 18 inches, 19. I have to check and see how tall she is now. But she was a 17-inch Maddie Hatter doll, which is the same size as the 17-inch Monster High dolls. And I put a Blythe head on her. The original one I got off of Amazon, but I was on Mercari and I decided to order this custom made one, which the artist carved and painted and did her face up, and I just love it. I made some new eye chips. They're just paper and like the little wiggly eyes, the little middle part of that, and some plastic, literally, some clear tape. I made that set, and I put a little bit of like some jewelry glaze on it, but not much. So she's got that set. Let's see if we can. That's the original eye there. Let's see if we can. I took the little ring off the pull cord when I was modifying her, so it's kind of hard to pull that. There's another set, not done with the eyes, but just wanted to test them and see how they would turn out. That's another set with paper, the little googly eye in the middle, covered in some clear plastic. Those are her bling eyes that I made. And so I'll show you what I used for a lot of those. I also gave her some new lashes. They're red and black to match her hair that I made a wig. I used one of those little no-show sock things that they have, like I used for some of the other ones to use for a wig cap. I used that. I took the original wig off and put the stretchy thing on there, and then sewed the tracks to that. Put her hair up. Now she's got messy hair like moi. I'm obsessed with red hair, if you guys can't tell. Red and purple. And so that's that. Again, she has the Sybarite hands. I got a whole pack of those. Oh, look, her earring came off. But I kind of made her some earrings, but I didn't really make the hook. I just kind of put a jump ring on it. I mean, a little pin on it and stuck it in the little hole there. Again, she's got articulation at the head. She's got it at the shoulders. Her arms move at the shoulders and at the upper arm. She's got those double jointed elbows, the new hands with the painted nails that are cute. She has a joint at the bust so she can slouch forward, or she can have like a sway back. She's got articulation at the hip, and they rotate as well. Her legs up there are a little stiff, but that's okay, because if they were loose, then she would fall every time you stood her up. She's got the double jointed knees. There isn't anything at the ankle, but I love the high heels, the high heel foot, so I'm okay with that. And again, let's see if we can pose her again. She stands fairly well. She's pretty good balance, because the head that she originally had was pretty big. You know, the Monster High Ever After High dolls have a bigger head. That's her next to a little Ken. He looks very small next to her, just so you guys can see how big this doll is. She's a pretty good size. And then the shoes she has on are the Calliope gelatin shoes from Monster High. I'm probably going to do some customizing on those. These are the Frankie Stein shoes. These are some that I bought off of eBay a long time ago. They were custom made shoes by an artist. I actually got 2 sets of these so I can customize some of those. For the eyelashes, I again used some red and black ones to match her hair. And they were just some from the store. I literally just cut it in half and put it where the old eyelashes were. For the little bling bling eyes, I used these little things. They're cubic zirconia little hair accessories. I got a set of them. And I just took the little metal spring off. I had to like clear out the hole a little better so that it could stay flat in there, because the first time I put them in, I couldn't get her eyes to blink. I also clipped a little bar on the inside, that T-bar, to kind of change her gaze so that she looks up a tiny bit. What else did I do? I had to modify, the bottom of the head so that it would fit on there. And I tried not to cut so much off like I did the first doll. The first doll I kind of got scissor happy, or whatever you want to call it, and cut way too much off. Then she was a bobble-headed. So this doll is not bobble-headed. Her head is on pretty firmly, so I can pose it without it being too loose. Now, the thing about it is I didn't trim it as much, so if there is a small gap on the sides, I probably will trim it some more, but I didn't want to make it so loose that her head would flop around. So I kind of rather have the little bit of a gap for now than to not take my time and put her head on properly. But I think it's a good color match too. It's not exactly the same, but with the shading and stuff, it matches well enough for me. She's got the legs that used to have like the blue dots on white stockings, so she's got those pale legs that, those faux stockings that they put on some dolls. But at least she doesn't have the blue hands that she originally had. I could not do the blue hands, I'm sorry. So she's got real hands. She's got a whole set of 4 different pairs, so I can change those out and she can have different hand expressions. But I'm really just liking the ones that I just picked 2 different ones, and they're kind of expressive and action hands all in one, so I like those. Haven't decided what type of outfit I'm going to do for her yet. And then, like, on her string, I haven't given her the sleep eyes yet either, but I probably will pretty soon. And I'm kind of specific on what I want on her string. I want it to spell her name. Her name is Tori. And so I want to spell her name down her string with the letter beads. And I want them to be in typewriter keys beads. I don't know if that makes sense, but those little beads that they have that look like typewriter keys. I want her name spelled on her strings like that. So I'm kind of waiting till I find the ones that I like. I don't want to settle. And I've kind of got an idea in my head, and I'm just hoping that I don't have to make these beads from scratch. So if I do, I will, but I really don't want to. I want to be able to purchase some from somewhere. So I like the way she's turning out. I'm planning on making her like some type of trunk or carrier or something like that. So once I do that, I'll show how I do that as well. But those are the changes that I've done to her so far. And then whenever I do anything else, I'll post that as well. Let's see if we can get her to blink. It's hard to pull her string without that little loop. But I don't know, this head sculpt is, it just looks like I can see down in there a little more than the first one. I don't remember it having that big of a gap. Unless maybe I need to place it in a little differently. I don't know. I'm still playing with her. She's my on continuing my continuing experiment. So she kind of looks bug-eyed right there, but then her eyes, you can kind of adjust the way that she's kind of looking as well. So I like how she turned out. Anyway, that's an update on that. Okay, toodles.